The cargo ship docked at the Galactic Concord station with a soft hiss. Hana powered down the controls and stretched her arms above her head. The journey from Earth had taken 3 weeks, and her body ached from sitting in the pilot's seat for too long. Finally, her brother Minho said from the co-pilot chair, "I thought we'd never get here." Hana smiled. "It wasn't that bad. Easy for you to say. You love flying. I just want to eat something that doesn't come from a food packet." They gathered their belongings and headed toward the airlock. The Concord station was massive, home to hundreds of different alien species. Humans had only been part of the galactic community for 3 years, and Hana still felt like a visitor in someone else's home. The main corridor was busy. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved past them. Some walked on 2 legs like humans. Others crawled on many legs or floated through the air. Hana had learned not to stare, but it was still amazing to see. "Let's drop off the cargo first," Minho said. "Then we can get food." They made their way to the cargo bay on the lower level. The station was like a small city floating in space. There were shops, restaurants, living quarters, and business centers. The walls were made of a strange metal that changed colors based on the time of day. Right now, they glowed with a soft blue light dot at the cargo bay. A tall alien with green skin checked their delivery. He had 4 arms and eyes that sat on the sides of his head. "Transport ID?" he asked in the common language that all species used in space. Hana handed him the digital pad. The alien scanned it and nodded. "Everything is in order. Your payment has been transferred." "Thank you," Hana said as they left the cargo bay. Minho pulled out his communication device. "There's a good restaurant on level 7. Ambassador Kyung recommended it last time we were here." "Sounds perfect," Hana said. They took the lift up to level 7. The corridor here was wider and filled with shops. Hana noticed a crowd gathered near the central plaza. Curious, she moved closer. Minho followed. In the center of the plaza stood 3 massive aliens. They were Therans, a warrior species known throughout the galaxy. Each one was at least 3 meters tall, with thick scaled skin that looked like armor. They had 4 arms, and their heads were shaped like triangles with sharp teeth visible even when their mouths were closed. In front of the Therans stood a human man in formal diplomatic clothes. Hana recognized him immediately. It was Ambassador Kyung, Earth's representative at the Concord station. "The human speaks of trade agreements," one of the Therans said loudly. His voice echoed through the plaza. "But why should we trade with cowards?" Ambassador Kyung's face remained calm, but Hana could see the tension in his shoulders. "The human race is new to the galactic community. We are still learning your customs." "Customs?" Another Theran laughed. It was a harsh sound that made Hana's skin crawl. "We speak of honor. We speak of courage. For 3 years, humans have been part of the Concord. For 3 years, you have avoided the proving rings." Hana knew about the proving rings. They were combat arenas where different species sent their warriors to fight. It was considered the highest honor in galactic society. Winning fights in the rings brought respect and status to entire species. The 3rd Terran stepped forward. He was larger than the others and wore marks on his arms that showed he was important. Every species in the Concord has sent warriors to the rings. Every species except humans. You hide behind your machines and your words. You have no courage. The crowd of aliens around them murmured in agreement. Some laughed. Others made clicking sounds that Hana assumed meant the same thing. Ambassador Kyung stood straight. "Humanity values different qualities than combat. We believe in diplomacy and cooperation. You believe in fear," the large Theran said. "You are the soft ones, the weak ones. Why should any of us respect a species that is too afraid to fight?" More laughter from the crowd. Hana felt her hands curl into fists. Beside her, Minho put a hand on her arm. "Don't," he whispered. "We can't get involved." Ambassador Kyung bowed his head slightly. "I understand your perspective. I will bring your concerns to Earth's government." "Concerns?" The Theron laughed again. "We do not have concerns. We have facts. Humans are cowards. This is known throughout the galaxy." The Therons turned and walked away. The crowd began to break up, still laughing and talking. Ambassador Kyung stood alone for a moment, his face showing nothing. Then he too walked away, his back straight despite the humiliation. Hana felt sick to her stomach. Minho pulled her arm gently. "Come on, let's go eat." But Hana couldn't move. She stared at the empty space where the confrontation had happened. "Did you see that? Did you hear what they said about us?" "Everyone heard," Minho said quietly. "Everyone always hears. It's been like this since we joined the Concord. And we just accept it?" Minho sighed. "What choice do we have? We're the newest species here. We don't know how to fight like they do. The proving rings are deadly. Most new species lose half their warriors in the first fights." Hannah looked at her brother. "So we just let them call us cowards? Let them disrespect our entire species?" "It's not about respect, Hannah. It's about survival. If we send someone to the rings and they die, it makes us look even weaker." They walked to the restaurant in silence. Hannah tried to enjoy her meal, but the food tasted like dust in her mouth. She couldn't stop thinking about Ambassador Kyung's face, about the laughter of the alien crowd, about the word coward being attached to every human in the galaxy. After eating, they made their way back to their ship. As they walked through the station, Hana noticed something. A large window showed the outside of the station, where space stretched endlessly. And there, visible against the stars, was the proving ring. It was a massive sphere made of transparent material. It floated in space, connected to the station by long bridges. Hannah had seen it before, but she had never really looked at it. Now she stopped and stared. The ring was empty at the moment, but she knew that fights happened there regularly. She had watched recordings once, years ago when humans first joined the Concord. The battles were brutal and violent. Warriors fought with everything they had, and the fights only ended when someone yielded or died. "Hana?" Minho's voice brought her back. "What are you thinking?" She didn't answer. She couldn't explain the feeling in her chest. It was like something had woken up inside her, something that had been sleeping for a long time. "Come on," Minho said. "Let's get back to the ship. We have another delivery in 2 days." Hannah followed her brother, but she kept looking back at the proving ring. In her mind, she saw Ambassador Kyung's face again. She heard the Theron's words, "Humans are cowards." That night, lying in her bunk on the ship, Hannah couldn't sleep. She pulled out her datapad and began to search for information about the proving rings. She read everything she could find. The rules, the history, the statistics. The survival rate for warriors from new species was 30%. 70% either died or were injured, so badly they could never fight again. But winners brought honor to their entire species. Winners changed how the galaxy saw their people. Hana turned off her pad and stared at the ceiling. She thought about her life on Earth before she became a pilot. She thought about the choices she had made, the things she had given up. Maybe it was time to make a different choice. Maybe someone needed to show the galaxy that humans were not cowards. Maybe that someone was her. Hana spent the entire night reading about the proving rings. When morning came, she had dark circles under her eyes, but her mind was clear. She knew what she needed to do. Minho woke up and found her still at her datapad. "Did you sleep at all?" "A little," Hana lied. Her brother looked at her with concern. "What's going on? You've been strange since yesterday." "I'm fine. Just thinking about what those Therons said." Minho sat down across from her. "Hannah, You can't let them get to you. People say stupid things all the time. It's not stupid if it's true, Hana said. We haven't sent anyone to the rings. We do look like cowards. We look smart, Minho corrected. Why would we send our people to die just to prove something? Hana closed her datapad. What if they don't die? What if they win? Minho stared at her. Win? Hana, have you seen the other species? They're twice our size, 3 times our strength. Some of them have natural armor or weapons. Humans don't stand a chance. But we're fast. We're smart. We can adapt. No. Minho shook his head. I know that look. I know what you're thinking. The answer is no. I haven't asked anything yet. You don't have to. I can see it in your eyes. You want to fight in the rings. Hana didn't deny it. She met her brother's eyes. Someone has to. Why does it have to be you? Minho's voice rose. You're a pilot, not a warrior. You haven't fought in years. That was true. Hana had been a fighter once back on Earth. She had trained in mixed martial arts since she was a teenager. She had been good at it too. Very good. She had won championships and earned a reputation. But then came the accident. During a match, she had hit her opponent too hard. The woman had fallen badly and broken her spine. She survived, but she never walked again. The injury wasn't Hana's fault, not really. It was just bad luck. But Hana had never forgiven herself. She had quit fighting that day. She swore she would never hurt anyone again. She became a pilot instead, flying cargo ships through space. It was peaceful work. Safe work done, but now, 5 years later, she felt the old fire burning inside her again. I know what I'm doing, Hana said quietly. No, you don't. Minho stood up. You're going to get yourself killed. And for what? To prove a point? To prove that we're not cowards. We're not. Anyone with sense knows that avoiding stupid fights isn't cowardice. It's wisdom. Hana stood too. I need to do this, Minho. No, you don't. You're running away from something. Just like you ran away from fighting 5 years ago. The words hit hard. Hana felt anger flash through her. I didn't run away. I made a choice. You made a choice based on fear. And now you want to make another choice based on pride. Neither one is right. They stared at each other. Finally, Hana picked up her jacket. I'm going out. Where? To think. She left the ship before Minho could argue more. The station was busy with morning activity. Hana walked without direction, letting her feet carry her through the corridors. She ended up in the human quarter, a section of the station where most of the Earth citizens lived. There was a small cafe there. Hana ordered tea and sat by the window. A few other humans were in the cafe, talking quietly. She recognized one of them, a woman named Jiwon who worked as a scientist on the station. Jiwon noticed Hana and came over. Mind if I sit? Go ahead. Jiwon sat down with her coffee. You look tired. Couldn't sleep. Let me guess. You saw what happened with Ambassador Kyung yesterday. Hana nodded. Everyone saw. It's getting worse, Jiwon said. The disrespect, I mean. Last week, 3 human traders were denied access to a market. The vendor said he doesn't do business with cowards. That's not fair. Fair doesn't matter out here. Power matters. Respect matters. And right now, we have neither. A man joined them at the table. Hana recognized him too. His name was Taiyang, an engineer who maintained the human ships. Are you talking about the Theron incident? He asked. What else? Jiwon said. Taiyang shook his head. I heard some of the human colonies are having trouble getting supplies. The transport companies are charging us triple because they think we're weak. They think we can't protect our own shipments. Can we? Jiwon asked. Not really. Our military is small compared to other species, and our reputation is terrible. They talked for a while longer. Hana listened to them discuss the problems facing humans in the galactic community. Trade restrictions, political isolation, growing hostility. All because humans were seen as weak. Someone needs to do something, Taiyang said. Someone needs to show the galaxy we're not afraid. Like what? Jiwon asked. Start a war? We'd lose. No, not a war. Something else. Something that would get their attention. The proving rings, Hana said suddenly. Both of them looked at her. What? Taiyang asked. Someone could fight in the proving rings. That would get everyone's attention. Jiwon laughed sadly. Who would be brave enough to do that? It's a death sentence. Hana didn't answer. She finished her tea and left the cafe. Her mind was made up now. She had tried to talk herself out of it, tried to find another way. But there was no other way. The galaxy only understood strength and courage. Words wouldn't change their minds. Only action would. She walked to the registration terminal for the proving rings. It was located in a quiet section of the station. The terminal was a tall black screen with alien writing on it. Hana touched the screen, and it changed to the common language. Register for proving ring combat, the screen said. Warning, combat may result in serious injury or death. Registration is binding and cannot be cancelled. Hana read through the rules. Fighters would face opponents chosen by the ring masters. The fights would happen in the ring arena, which had different gravity zones and environmental hazards. Weapons were limited to what could be found in the arena itself. The fight ended when one person yielded or died. There was a form to fill out. Name, species, homeworld, combat experience. Hana's finger hovered over the submit button. This was her last chance to walk away, to go back to her ship and her safe life flying cargo through space. She thought about the Theron calling humans cowards. She thought about Ambassador Kyung's humiliated face. She thought about human colonies suffering because of their species. Reputation. She thought about the girl she had hurt 5 years ago. About the promise she had made to never fight again. But this was different. This wasn't about sport or pride. This was about her people. About showing the galaxy the humans could be brave when it mattered. Hana pressed the submit button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the screen flashed bright white. A loud alarm sounded throughout the station. Every display screen in the Concorde showed the same message. New registration received. Species, human. Name, Hana of Earth. Combat scheduled in 5 days. Hana stared at the screen. Her heart pounded in her chest. What had she done? Her communication device buzzed. It was Minho. What did you do? Before she could answer, dozens of messages flooded in. From Ambassador Kyung, from other humans on the station, from news reporters. The entire galaxy now knew that a human had volunteered for the proving rings. Hana turned off her device. She walked back toward her ship slowly. People stared at her as she passed. Some looked shocked. Others looked excited. A few looked sad, like they were already mourning her death. When she reached the ship, Minho was waiting outside. His face was red with anger and fear. Are you insane? Probably, Hana said. This isn't a joke. You're going to die. Maybe, maybe not. Minho grabbed her shoulders. Listen to me. You can't do this. I'll talk to Ambassador Kyung. We'll find a way to cancel it. You can't cancel it. I read the rules. Then we'll run. We'll leave the station. Go somewhere they can't find us. Hana looked at her brother. She saw the fear in his eyes and felt guilty. I'm sorry. I know this is hard for you, but I have to do this. Why? Because someone has to. And I'm the only one who volunteered. Minho's hands dropped. He looked defeated. You're just like Dad, too stubborn for your own good. Dad would understand. Dad is dead because he was brave and stupid. Don't follow him. Those words hurt, but Hana knew Minho was just scared. She hugged him. I'm not going to die. I promise. You can't promise that. Then I promise I'll try my hardest not to. Minho hugged her back. When they separated, he wiped his eyes. If you're really doing this, then I'm helping you prepare. You are? Someone has to keep you alive. Might as well be me. The news spread through the galaxy like fire. A human had registered for the proving rings. Broadcasts showed Hana's name and face on every major network. Some reports called her brave. Most called her foolish. Ambassador Kyung came to see her the next morning. He looked tired and stressed. Why didn't you talk to me first? He asked. You would have tried to stop me, Hana said. Of course, I would have. Do you understand what you've done? If you lose, if you die, it makes humans look even weaker. It proves that we can't compete with other species. And if I win? Kyung sighed. If you win, everything changes. But the chances of that are very small. I know the odds. Do you? Kyung pulled out his datapad and showed her statistics. In the last 10 years, 43 fighters from new species entered the rings. Only 12 survived. Of those 12, only 3 actually won their matches. The others yielded before they were killed. Hana looked at the numbers. Then I'll be the 4th. You're a cargo pilot, not a soldier. I was a fighter before I was a pilot. On Earth, against other humans. This is different. I know it's different, but I'm still doing it. Kyung stared at her for a long moment. Finally, he nodded. I can't stop you. The registration is locked. But I can tell you this. Every human in the galaxy will be watching. Don't make us regret giving you our hope. After he left, Minho came in with a plan. I watched every proving ring match from the last 5 years. I analyzed the fights, looking for patterns. And most fighters try to use their natural advantages. Strength, speed, armor, whatever they have. But the ones who win are the ones who adapt to the arena itself. The ring has different gravity zones and obstacles. Smart fighters use those things. Hana nodded. Show me. They spent hours watching old matches. Hana saw massive creatures crushing smaller opponents. She saw fast fighters dodging and striking. She saw brutal knockouts and submission holds. She also saw a lot of deaths. G1 arrived in the afternoon with information. I brought biological data on the Therans, she said. If you're fighting one of them, you need to know their weaknesses. Therans have weaknesses? Hana asked. Every species does. Therans are strong and have thick skin, but they have nerve clusters at the base of their secondary arms. Hit them there hard enough, and you can paralyze the limb. Also, their knees bend backward, not forward like ours. That means certain leg attacks won't work, but other attacks become possible. Hana studied the information carefully. G1 had brought data on several other species too, just in case. Thank you, Hana said. This helps a lot. I hope so. I really don't want to watch you die. The next person to visit was Yuna, a military advisor stationed at the Concorde. She came in civilian clothes, not her uniform. I'm not here officially, she said. The military is staying neutral on this. But personally, I want to help. Why? Because you're doing something that should have been done years ago. Someone needs to show the galaxy that humans can fight. Yuna had combat training that went far beyond Hana's martial arts background. She taught Hana about fighting in low gravity and zero gravity. The ring changes gravity in different zones, Yuna explained. You need to know how to move in all of them. They trained in a cargo bay that Minho had modified. He rigged up a system that could lower the gravity in certain sections. It wasn't perfect, but it helped Hannah practice her movements. In zero gravity, everything felt strange. There was no ground to push off from, no weight to her punches. She had to relearn how to fight. Use the walls, Yuna instructed. Push off them to build momentum. In zero gravity, every surface is useful. Hannah threw herself at the wall and pushed off, spinning in the air. She aimed a kick at the practice dummy and connected. The impact sent her floating backward. Good, Yuna said. But control your momentum. If you can't stop yourself, your opponent will take advantage. They trained for hours every day. Hannah's body ached in ways it hadn't for years. Her muscles remembered the old fighting instincts, but they needed work to be sharp again. On the third day, word came about her opponent. The ringmasters had made their choice. Hannah would fight Vrax, the Theron champion who had insulted Ambassador Kyung in the plaza. Minho showed her Vrax's record. He's won 14 matches. Lost only 2. He's one of the best fighters in the rings right now. Of course he is, Hannah said quietly. That night, the Galactic News showed an interview with Vrax. The massive Theron warrior laughed when asked about fighting a human. It will be over quickly, he said. Humans are soft. They have no natural weapons, no armor, no strength. I will show the galaxy why humans do not belong in the rings. The interviewer asked if he felt any concern about the match. Vrax laughed again. Concern? I feel pity. This human woman will die because her species is too proud to accept their weakness. It is sad, but it is necessary. After I defeat her, no human will ever dare enter the rings again. Hannah watched the interview in silence. Minho turned it off. Don't listen to him. He's just trying to get in your head. Maybe he's right, Hannah said. Don't talk like that. I'm serious. Look at him, Minho. He's 3 times my size. 4 arms. Natural armor. What chance do I really have? Minho grabbed her face and made her look at him. You have every chance. You know why? Because you're smarter than him. You're faster. You can adapt. And most important, you're fighting for something bigger than yourself. That gives you power he doesn't have. Hannah wanted to believe him. She really did. The 4th day of training was the hardest. Yuna pushed her to her limits. Pain is just weakness leaving the body, Yuna said as Hannah gasped for breath. That's a terrible saying, Hannah managed. It works though. They practice striking at nerve points. Using G1's biological data, Hannah learned to target specific areas on different alien bodies. Theron's, in particular, had 3 major weak points. The nerve clusters at their secondary arms, the soft spot behind their jaw plates, and their eyes. Don't try to match his strength, Yuna advised. You can't win that way. Be precise. Be quick. Make every strike count. That evening, a crowd gathered outside Hannah's ship. Dozens of humans wanted to wish her luck. Some brought gifts. Others just wanted to see her, to shake her hand. An old man stepped forward. My granddaughter lives on a colony near the border, he said. Last month, raiders attacked because they knew we couldn't defend ourselves. Humans are seen as easy targets. If you win tomorrow, maybe that changes. Maybe my granddaughter will be safer. Thank you for trying. Hannah felt the weight of his words. This wasn't just about her anymore. It was about every human in the galaxy. Late that night, Hannah sat alone in the ship. She couldn't sleep. Tomorrow would change everything, one way or another. She thought about her life, about the choices that had led her here. She thought about the woman she had injured 5 years ago. She had visited her once in the hospital. The woman had been kind about it, said it wasn't Hannah's fault. But Hannah had seen the sadness in her eyes, The grief for a life she would never have again. Hannah had sworn never to hurt anyone again. But tomorrow, she would have to hurt someone. Maybe even kill them. Could she do that? Could she cross that line? She thought about Rax's interview, about his certainty that he would win, about his arrogance. She thought about every human watching, hoping, praying that she would succeed. Minho found her sitting in the dark. Can't sleep? Too much on my mind. He sat next to her. Do you remember when Dad taught us to swim? Of course. I was 7. You were 5. I was so scared. The water seemed so deep. I thought I would drown, but you didn't. No, because Dad was there. He believed I could do it, so I believed it too. Hannah understood what her brother was saying. You believe I can do this? I believe you're the bravest person I know. I believe you're fighting for the right reasons. And I believe that has to count for something. They sat together in silence for a while. Finally, Minho stood up. Get some rest. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. Minho? Yeah? If I don't make it, tell Mom I love her. Tell her yourself when you get back to Earth. Hannah smiled. Deal. She tried to sleep, but only managed a few hours. When morning came, her body felt heavy with exhaustion and adrenaline. Yuna arrived early to help her prepare. The fight starts at noon, station time, Yuna said. You'll be called to the ring 1 hour before. Use that time to center yourself. Remember your training. Trust your instincts. Hannah put on the minimal armor allowed by the ring rules. It was just thin padding over vital areas. It wouldn't stop a full-strength attack, but it might help with glancing blows. Ji-Wan came to say goodbye. I've been running calculations, she said. Based on your training and Vrax's previous fights, I estimate you have a 23% chance of winning. That's better than I thought, Hannah said. I hope my math is wrong. I hope you prove me wrong. Ambassador Kyung came last. The entire human population is watching, he said. Billions of people. They're all counting on you. No pressure then, Hannah joked weakly. Just know that whatever happens, you've already changed something. You've shown the galaxy that at least one human has courage. That's more than we had yesterday. The call came. It was time to go to the ring. Hannah walked through the station toward the arena. Crowds lined the corridors. Aliens of every species watched her pass. Some looked curious. Others looked amused. A few looked respectful. The airlock opened, and Hannah stepped into the proving ring. The arena was enormous, a transparent sphere floating in the darkness of space. Stars surrounded her on all sides. The galaxy itself seemed to be watching. The ring was divided into sections by invisible barriers. Some sections had normal gravity. Others had low gravity or no gravity at all. Obstacles floated in various zones. Metal platforms, debris, hanging chains. The fighters would have to navigate all of it. Hannah walked to the center platform. Her heart pounded in her chest, but her hands were steady. She had trained for this. She was ready. Across the arena, another airlock opened. Vrax entered. He was even bigger than Hannah remembered. 3 meters tall, covered in thick gray scales that looked like armor. His forearms ended in claws that could tear through metal. His head was shaped like a triangle, with sharp teeth visible even when his mouth was closed. Red markings covered his shoulders, signs of his victories. Vrax saw Hannah and laughed. The sound echoed through the arena. So small, he said in the common language. His voice was deep and rough. This will not take long. Hannah said nothing. She had learned that words meant nothing here. Only action mattered. A voice boomed through the arena, speaking in multiple languages. Fighters, take your positions. The match will begin in 30 seconds. Remember the rules. The fight ends when one fighter yields or dies. There are no other rules. Begin on my mark. Hannah took a deep breath. She centered herself, the way Yuna had taught her. She felt her fear, acknowledged it, and then pushed it aside. Fear wouldn't help her now. 20 seconds. She visualized her strategy. Start in the zero-gravity zone. Use her speed and agility. Avoid direct confrontation until she could find an opening. 10 seconds. Rax cracked his knuckles. All 4 hands made the sound together. He grinned, showing rows of sharp teeth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. A horn sounded. The barriers between zones disappeared. The fight was on. Rax charged immediately, using all 4 arms to pull himself across the normal gravity zone toward Hana. He was fast for his size. But Hana was faster, Don. She leaped sideways, pushing off a platform and launching herself into the zero-gravity zone. In weightlessness, she moved like water, flowing around obstacles. Rax followed, but he was clumsy without gravity. He grabbed for her and missed. Hannah pushed off a floating piece of debris and kicked at Rax's head. Her foot connected with his jaw. The impact sent her spinning backward, but she controlled it, grabbing a chain to stop her momentum. Rax barely reacted to the hit. His thick scales had absorbed most of the impact. He laughed again. Like a bug trying to hurt a mountain. He grabbed the chain Hana was holding and yanked. She was pulled toward him. His forearms reached out to grab her. At the last second, she let go of the chain and pushed off his chest with both feet, launching herself away. But Rax was ready this time. He grabbed her ankle with one hand. His grip was like iron. He swung her through the air and slammed her into a metal platform. Pain exploded through Hannah's body. Her ribs screamed. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. Rax pulled her close. See? Humans are weak, soft. You should have stayed home. Hannah's hand shot out and struck at the nerve cluster at the base of his secondary arm, exactly where G1 had shown her. Rax roared in pain. His grip loosened. Hana twisted free and kicked off his chest again, putting distance between them. Her side hurt badly. Maybe broken ribs. But she couldn't think about that now. The fight moved into a low-gravity zone. Here, Hana had more advantage. She could jump higher, move faster. Rax adapted quickly, though. He used his 4 arms to grab platforms and pull himself around. They exchanged attacks. Rax's claws came close to Hana's face several times. Once, he caught her shoulder and left 3 bleeding scratches. But Hana was landing hits too. Small, precise strikes to weak points. Each one did little damage, but they were adding up. You fight like a coward, Rax said. Always running. Always hiding. I fight smart, Hana replied. The battle continued for what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes. Hana was getting tired. Her body ached. Her breathing was labored. Rax seemed barely affected. They moved into another normal gravity zone. Here, Rax had the advantage. His strength and weight gave him power. He cornered Hana against the wall and charged. Hana tried to dodge, but she was too slow. Rax's shoulder caught her in the stomach like a battering ram. She flew backward and hit the wall hard. Stars exploded in her vision. She fell to the ground and couldn't get up. Rax approached slowly, all 4 arms flexing. It is over, human. Yield now, and I will make your death quick. Hana tried to stand. Her legs wouldn't work properly. Everything hurt. She tasted blood in her mouth. Through the transparent walls of the arena, she could see the station. Millions of beings were watching. Humans, aliens, all of them waiting to see what would happen next. She thought about the old man whose granddaughter lived on the colony. She thought about Ambassador Kyung's humiliated face. She thought about every human in the galaxy who had been called a coward. No, she said. Her voice was weak, but it was firm. "What?" I said no. Hannah pushed herself up to her knees. "I don't yield." Rax looked surprised. "You cannot win. Look at yourself. You can barely stand." "Doesn't matter. I don't quit." She forced herself to stand. Her body screamed in protest. One of her ribs was definitely broken. Maybe more than one. Her left arm hung uselessly at her side. But she raised her right fist. "Foolish," Rax said. But there was something different in his voice now. Not mockery. Something else. "You have courage, human. I will give you that. But courage is not enough." He charged again. This time, Hannah didn't try to dodge. She couldn't. She was too hurt, too slow. Instead, she did something else. Something desperate. As Rax came close, she dropped to the ground and grabbed his ankle. His forward momentum carried him over her. In the split second as he fell past, Hannah struck upward with her good hand. She hit the nerve cluster at his secondary arm with everything she had left. Rax roared. His arm went limp. He crashed to the ground. The impact shook the platform. Hannah crawled onto his back. Her body moved on instinct now, muscle memory from years of training taking over. She wrapped her legs around his torso and her good arm around his neck. A choke hold. If she could just hold it long enough. Rax thrashed wildly. His 3 working arms tried to pull her off. His strength was incredible. Hannah held on with everything she had. She squeezed tighter. Her arm burned with effort. "Yield," she gasped. "Just yield." Rax's movements became weaker. He was running out of air. His free hands clawed at her arm, trying to break her grip. His claws cut into her skin. But Hannah didn't let go. "Yield." The arena was silent, except for Rax's struggling breaths. Everyone watching held their breath. This wasn't supposed to happen. The human wasn't supposed to win. Rax's hand slapped the ground. Once, twice, 3 times. The universal signal for yielding. The horn sounded. The match was over. Hannah released her hold and rolled off Rax's back. She lay on the ground, staring up at the stars. Every part of her body hurt. But she was alive. And she had won. The voice boomed through the arena again. "Winner, Hannah of Earth." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the human quarter of the station erupted in celebration. Screams of joy. Tears of relief. People hugging each other. Earth had waited 3 years to see this moment. Rax stood up slowly. He looked down at Hannah, who was still lying on the ground. She expected anger. Instead, he offered her one of his hands. Hannah took it. He pulled her to her feet. Standing this close, she could see respect in his eyes. "You fought well, human," he said. "I underestimated you. That was my mistake." "You fought well too," Hannah managed. "In my culture, a warrior who defeats me earns my respect. You have it. And more than that, you have earned respect for your entire species." He looked at the watching galaxy. "Let it be known, humans are not cowards. Any who say otherwise will answer to me." He bowed to her. A Theran warrior bowing to a human. The galaxy watched in shock. Medical teams rushed into the arena. They surrounded Hannah, checking her injuries. Everything was a blur. "Where were you?" People talking, lights flashing, hands examining her. "Multiple fractured ribs," someone said. "Dislocated shoulder. Severe bruising. Blood loss. She needs immediate treatment." They carried her out of the arena on a stretcher. As they moved through the station, Hannah saw the crowds. Aliens of every species lined the corridors, watching her pass. Some looked shocked. Others looked thoughtful. A few even looked impressed, but the loudest were the humans. They chanted her name. They cried tears of joy. They reached out to touch her stretcher as it passed. as if she was something sacred. My NHO pushed through the crowd and grabbed her hand. "You did it," he said. His voice was choked with emotion. "You crazy, amazing person. You actually did it." Hannah smiled despite the pain. "Told you I wouldn't die. You almost did." "Almost doesn't count." They took her to the medical center. The doctors worked on her injuries. Broken ribs, dislocated shoulder, countless cuts and bruises. But nothing that wouldn't heal. As they treated her, Hannah could see the news broadcasts on the screens. Her face was everywhere. The galaxy was talking about nothing else. A human had won in the proving rings. A human had defeated a Theran champion. Everything had changed. Hannah woke up 2 days later. The medical center was quiet and clean. White walls, soft lighting, and the gentle hum of machines monitoring her health. For a moment, she didn't remember where she was or what had happened. Then the pain reminded her. Her ribs were wrapped tight. Her shoulder was in a brace. Every movement hurt, but she was alive. Minho was asleep in a chair beside her bed. He looked exhausted, like he hadn't left her side since she arrived. Hannah reached out and touched his hand. He woke up immediately. "Hannah?" His eyes went wide. "You're awake. How do you feel?" "Like I fought a Theran warrior," she said. Her voice was rough. Minho laughed. It was a sound of pure relief. "The doctors said you'd be fine. They fixed your ribs and shoulder. You'll need a few weeks to heal completely, but there's no permanent damage. That's good. Good? Good? Hannah, you almost died. Do you know how scared I was?" "I'm sorry." He squeezed her hand. "Don't be sorry. Be proud. You did something incredible." A doctor came in to check on her. He was a Toani, a species with blue skin and 3 eyes. "Good to see you awake," he said. "You gave us quite a challenge. Human biology is still new to many of us." "Thank you for helping me," Hannah said. "It's my job. Besides, after what you did, every doctor on this station wanted to be the one to save you." He checked their monitors and nodded. "Everything looks good. You're healing well. I'd like to keep you here for another day or two, just to be safe." After the doctor left, Minho filled Hannah in on everything that had happened while she slept. The galaxy was in an uproar. The broadcast of her fight had been watched by billions. News agencies couldn't stop talking about it. Some called it the greatest upset in proving ring history. "And it's not just talk," Minho said. "Things are actually changing. 3 different species have contacted Ambassador Kyung about trade agreements. The transport company that was charging us triple cut their rates in half. Some of the colonies are getting supplies again." "Really?" "Really. One fight changed everything. People see humans differently now." Throughout the day, visitors came to see Hannah. Jiwon brought flowers and cried happy tears. Yuna came in her military uniform this time, officially representing Earth's armed forces. "You made us proud," she said simply. Taiyang brought news from Earth. "You're a hero back home. The government is talking about building a statue of you. Schools are teaching about what you did." "That seems excessive," Hannah said. "Maybe, but you gave people hope. That's worth more than you realize." Ambassador Kyung came in the afternoon. He looked different than before. Less stressed. More confident. "I owe you an apology," he said. "I tried to stop you. I thought you would fail and make things worse. I was wrong." "You were trying to protect people," Hannah said. "I understand. Still, I should have had more faith. What you did in that ring changed everything for our species. Trade routes are opening up. Alliances are forming. Respect is being given. All because you refused to back down. I just did what needed to be done. That's what makes you a hero." The most surprising visitor came on the 3rd day. Vrax entered the medical center, his massive form barely fitting through the door. The doctors tried to stop him, but he ignored them. He stood beside Hana's bed and looked down at her. "I came to see how you recover. As you can see, I'm still alive," Hana said. "Yes, I'm glad." He paused, as if searching for words. "In my culture, when a warrior is defeated fairly, they owe the victor a debt. You spared my life when you could have continued to fight until I died. That is an even greater debt." "I didn't want to kill you," Hana said. "I just wanted to prove a point. You proved many points, and you taught me a lesson I needed to learn." He reached into a pouch at his side and pulled out something small. It was a silver medal with Theron markings. "This is a warrior's token. It shows that you have my respect and the respect of my people. Any Theron you meet will treat you with honor because of this." He placed it on the table beside her bed. "I have also spoken to the other species in the Concord. I told them that any who disrespect humans will answer to me. The word of a ring champion carries weight. They will listen." "Thank you," Hana said. "That means a lot." Rax nodded. "You are a true warrior. I hope we meet again under better circumstances." He left, ducking his head to fit through the door. That evening, Hana was finally alone. She looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, her home. She wondered if she would ever see it the same way again. Her communication device buzzed. It was a video message from her mother. Hana played it. Her mother's face appeared on the screen. She was crying. "Hana, baby, I saw what you did. I was so scared, so terrified. I thought I was going to lose you like I lost your father." She wiped her eyes. "But I'm also so proud. You stood up when no one else would. You showed the galaxy what our family is made of. Your father would be proud too." Hana felt tears running down her own face. She missed her mother. She missed Earth. She missed the simple life of flying cargo ships through space. But she wouldn't change what she had done. It had been necessary. The next day, the doctors cleared her to leave. Minho helped her walk back to their ship. The corridors were crowded, but this time people moved aside to let her pass. Aliens nodded respectfully. Some even spoke to her. "Thank you for your courage," a small alien said. It was a Fellner, a species that was often bullied by larger races. "You showed us that size doesn't matter. That bravery comes in all forms." Back at the ship, Hana sat in the pilot's chair and felt at home. This was where she belonged. Not in combat arenas or making grand statements. Just here, flying through space with her brother. "So what now?" Minho asked. "Back to cargo runs?" "Eventually. But first, I think I need to rest for a while." "You've earned it." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Minho spoke again. "You know, there are other humans talking about entering the rings now. You inspired them. That's good. We need more representation. Some of them are calling you the first human champion. They want you to train them." Hana thought about that. Maybe she could help others. Maybe she could use what she learned to make humanity stronger. Not through fighting, but through teaching. "Maybe I will," she said. "After I heal." A message came through from Ambassador Kyung. There was going to be a ceremony in Hana's honor. Representatives from dozens of species would attend. Earth's president wanted to give her a medal. The whole galaxy wanted to celebrate what she had done. "Do I have to go?" Hana asked. "Probably," Minho said. "You're a symbol now. Like it or not. I don't want to be a symbol. I just want to be Hana. You'll always be Hana. But now you're also the human who refused to quit. The woman who entered the ring without hesitation. That's part of you too." Hana looked out at the stars again. Maybe Minho was right. Maybe she couldn't go back to being just a cargo pilot. Maybe that part of her life was over. But that was okay. She had started something important. She had shown the galaxy that humans were not cowards, that they could stand tall among the stars. Other humans would follow her example. They would enter the rings, make their own names, earn their own respect. Humanity's reputation would grow stronger with each victory. And it had all started because one woman refused to accept the way things were, because she saw injustice and decided to do something about it. A week later, Hannah stood on a stage in the Concorde's main hall. Thousands of beings filled the space. Humans, Ferens, Felner, Talani, and dozens of other species. All of them there to honor what she had done. Ambassador Kyung stood at the microphone. 3 years ago, humanity joined the galactic community. We were the newest species, the weakest, the least respected. We accepted insults. We accepted limitations. We accepted being called cowards. He paused and looked at Hannah. But one woman decided that was not acceptable. One woman chose to stand up, to fight, to show the galaxy what humans are truly made of. The crowd applauded. Hannah felt uncomfortable with all the attention, but she stood straight and accepted it. Hannah of Earth entered the proving ring without hesitation. She faced impossible odds. She suffered terrible injuries, but she did not yield. She did not quit. And because of her courage, humanity's place in the galaxy has changed forever. More applause. Louder this time. Trade routes are opening. Alliances are forming. Human colonies are receiving the support they need. All because one person refused to let fear stop them. Kyung turned to face Hannah directly. On behalf of Earth and all humanity, thank you. He presented her with a medal. It was simple but beautiful, made of gold with Earth engraved on one side and the proving on the other. Hannah accepted it with tears in her eyes. The crowd erupted in cheers. Humans chanted her name. Even some of the alien species joined in. After the ceremony, Hannah found a quiet corner. She needed a moment away from the crowds. She looked at the medal in her hands and thought about everything that had led to this moment. A young girl approached her. She was maybe 10 years old, with bright eyes and a shy smile. "Excuse me, are you Hannah?" "Yes, I am. My name is Sora. My mom says you proved humans are brave. Is that true?" Hannah knelt down to the girl's level. She thought about how to answer. "I proved that one human wouldn't back down when it mattered. But bravery isn't just about fighting. It's about standing up for what's right in whatever way you can. Will you teach me to be brave like you?"